Peace, family, Mass Kwesi, Go Hard Africa, Go Hard Gambia, coming at you with another video. If this is your first time to my channel, like, share, and subscribe. I tell my journey of relocation to West Africa, the Gambia, from the US. You know, it's been an 8-year journey, and I tell my experiences. If you like, you can download my free ebook, or you can send me an email to get my free ebook. The link is in the description. Send me an email. I'll send that over to you about, you know, the things, the do's and the don'ts, and the things that I've learned during my journey here in West Africa. Okay, today we're going to be talking about a video. Another sister, she made a video as to why she left out of the East Africa. And actually, I had an opportunity to be on tarnish Amir the other night. I was listening in, and they were talking about the same situation. And so there's a little bit more insight into these situations. You have to be very careful, you know, of what you hear about Africa, because everybody have their own experience. It's different for everybody. And then, of course, we want to be able to, like the sister sharing the video, pick up on social cues. There's certain things that we're used to doing in the States that we can't bring over to Africa. So let's go ahead and get into it and listen to this video.
Is the immigration process. When I went to Tanzania, I already imprinted it in my brain that you're allowed to, from the research that I've done, that you're allowed to have 3 months there and then get extensions, which is a 30-day extension. It's supposed to be 2 30-day extensions for free. But once I got to the immigration, they had us wait there for 5 hours after telling us they could give us that time period, and we only got 2 weeks. After waiting 5 hours, we got a 2-week extension. So I had to maneuver myself from there, and it was just not pretty for me. I left the immigration office like literally in tears, because I was just like, it's just this, I pick up on vibrations and energy, and it's just like the immigration people just felt like they don't want me here. You know, for whatever reason, whatever judgment they had of me, I don't think they want us as expats there.
So in the video, the first minute of the video, the sister talked about issues she have at immigration. Okay, anywhere you go in the world, you're going to be dealing with immigration for one reason or another, and you know that in of itself is not a reason to, you know, say, hey, I'm not coming back to a particular place. You know, we just have to be able to be patient and go through, you know, what it takes to, you know, go through immigration, to get citizenship, you know, to set up businesses. You know, we just have to have patience with the process. It doesn't really sound like a major thing to me. And in the video with that tarnish Amir did the other day, the live, there's a sister that's in Tanzania and that's familiar with the situation. And she actually said, you know, the sister already had got a couple of extensions already. You know, so actually what was being requested was actually against their rules and their regulations. You know, so I don't know. This is what the sister was saying on the video. She was there in Tanzania. A lot was said in that video. Check that video out, tarnish Amir, and the live they did the other night on this same idea, the same subject. However, the sister also states that, you know, they don't want us here. In my experience, I have not experienced at all a feeling of being not wanted. You know, East Africa, wherever she was, Tanzania, you know, that's just one country. I never been there before, but I do see people there that are being successful, and I do see a lot of people that, you know, leave, you know, that want to leave for one reason or another. But in any case, I never had an experience over here where I felt like the people did not want us in the country. You know, they accept us as human beings. It's more human here. It's more compassion. It's more empathy here as opposed to the States. Now, being in the States, yes, I've got many times in my life where I felt like they don't want us there in a country that we are supposed to so-called have built and established together. So let's go on to the next part of this video, and I'll elaborate on that.
It's listed everywhere, but what I didn't take into was the expense that it would be to travel from country to country. I thought maybe it would be a little bit cheaper, but clearly it wasn't. I just never fit in.
Okay, so in that little clip right there, she mentioned not having enough money to travel. This sounds like, you know, planning issues. It sounds more like, you know, you make sure if you're traveling anywhere, you have to make sure that you have enough money to do it, what it is that you want to do if you're making those type of decisions. You know, if you're going from, Ghana and you decided not to be there and you wanted to go to Tanzania, you have to do the research. You have to make sure that you have your money in place, all your ducks in a row, your I's dotted and your T's crossed. Let's go ahead and listen to this next video.
And I've been me all my life. This is me. And I'm always changing and growing. But who I am at the core, I can't change. So if I can't vibe with the culture and I feel judged by the culture half the time, it's just not going to work long term for me. So that's one of the bigger reasons why I left.
Okay, in the last clip, she talked about how who she is and who she is at the core. I don't understand what that means particularly. I mean, I've heard a few different ideas. One of the ideas that was expressed is that I think somewhere in the video or something, or one of the sisters, they like to wear the compression clothing. And, that's like, the sports bras, the spandex pants and things like that. What we're doing is we're moving away from that Eurocentric mindset, okay? And we're coming back into our original culture. And our culture is not about being over sexualized or being hypersexualized. That's not our culture. And if you go into some of these countries, as they were, on the Diners video, they were going to look at you like you're a prostitute. And I don't think that we really understand that, and it's become normalized in the U.S. and over a period of years where sisters think that you have to undress to be beautiful. That was one of the things that it might be difficult for sisters to transition in. And one of the sisters, she actually spoke about this as well. She's in Tanzania, and I mentioned that earlier, that when the sisters came over, it was like they wanted to do the two-piece. It's not like, on the beach, it's not like you can't do that. However, it's more conservative over here. Like a lot of women, like where I am, a lot of women wear dresses still. You understand what I'm saying? So, and it's, another idea is that if you bisexual or gay, this is not America. This is not America. So of course, certain things they accept here, and certain things they don't accept, but you have to do your research and know if that's for you. And then if you're out there sharing, you want to be, a lot of people will come over and they'll try to tarnish the whole movement and everything that's taking place over here, and you only get half the story. We see that all the time. You only get half the story. Then you get in your mind like, hey, I'm not gonna go in, but go over. But don't be don't be a fool. Make your own decisions, do your own research, find out for yourself, and move accordingly. Let's go into more of this video.
Most of the expats were couples or males. So I met a guy, he was there from Europe. He had a business in Europe, but he lived in Atlanta. He's from Atlanta. I was like, oh, hey, what's up? Come to find out, like, he was like bragging about how, he can get certain favors from a girl in the community for little to nothing. And I don't mean sexual favors, but he was just bragging. And that's what he kind of like hinted at, but I didn't want to assume. But, like, I think guys sometimes come to exploit the white and black guys come there to exploit the community if, they know like they can get a lot for little to nothing, from whether it's company, sex, whatever, like they know this. So they go there to sometimes exploit. So.
And the last clip that I just showed, the sister was talking about how there's brothers that are in the country and they might be gaining, favoritism because of, they have a little bit of money to give out, and it's not as expensive as it is in the States to wine and dine and to entertain women. That's all somebody's personal business. Like me, I really care. I don't care what other people are doing. When I came here, I came to mind my business and do what it is that I do. What somebody else is doing, that really doesn't affect me, and that doesn't, it's none of my business. So I just really keep to myself. But the truth is, guys and women come over to Africa to have fun, to have fun and to play. And it's as long as it's consenting adults. I mean, who business is that really? You know what I mean? I can't really even comment on that, because that's, a lot of people just get into the drama of, who's doing what, how they're doing it. And a lot of it's just be, misunderstanding and straight out falsifications. And then, something to affect public opinion of a particular thing. They try to draw and create a certain narrative. But, what somebody else is doing, that's really their business. So let's go into more of this video.
I want to connect with like-minded people, and I also want to connect with the African culture and the African people, but because there was that language barrier, I couldn't connect with any of the Tanzanian people, and I'm sure that stopped me from meeting a bunch of good people, but I couldn't connect. So this was like a thing for me that I was just like, dang, like it sucks. This is a bummer. It took a lot of effort coming to Africa, but I was just like, I just don't see myself happy here. I'm not happy. So I didn't know, like in my mind, I'm like, once I didn't feel welcome, I'm like, when can I escape? Because if you don't feel connected with the people, it's just like, what in the world am I doing here? Like, I vibe with a few Tanzanian people, the ones who spoke English, and I didn't vibe with any diasporans, actually, not for long. So, that's just what.
Okay, so in this last clip, she talked about being able to speak the language. Once again, you have to do your research. You have to do your research. You have to do your research. You have to go to a country that you can at least speak the language, because it's frustrating not being able to communicate your thoughts and your ideas, and you're in a whole different place. If that's the case, you have to have somebody that can interpret for you. I would recommend going to Senegal. They speak French there. However, if you have someone that can speak French, and it's a wonderful experience. And however, you want to go to countries like Gambia, where I am, they speak perfect English. Sierra Leone. Here's a list of African English-speaking countries in Africa that you can go to. So that's one of the things. That's one of the first things you want to be able to do, is to communicate with the people. So once again, it's a situation where you just have to do your research for yourself before you jump out there. So this is Mas Kwesi. Go hard Gambia, go hard Africa. Until next video, peace.